Hello, Vortex. So, we've been talking about problems in society. One of the many. Now, I realized the fact that because I'm a very, very unconventional person that lives my life in such a way that is, superior to modern society. And I don't say that to be arrogant. I say that because modernization is death. It's a horrible, horrible thing that society continues to rationalize because they just go along to get along and they don't care how terrible these devices are, as you can see. Okay? I'm hoping that I can inspire people to, figure out what their talent is and to hone that and channel all of the negativity that they feel towards the world and the governments and their country and, the people that they think are their enemy. If they could figure out how to channel that in a positive way, because I don't really see that. It's just the same shit, People just doing the same thing that they've always done. It's like everybody's a damn alcoholic, Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. I don't know. I mean, maybe at this point they're just expecting the same results and they're just like apathetic. So they're like, okay, maybe this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. But it doesn't matter how useless it is because I'm doing what I'm told to do. And this is what other people are doing that look like me or claim that they have the same politics as me or the same religion as me or whatever. It's like people don't know how to just, think for themselves and be like, okay, well, I'm going to do this because it makes sense. Rather than, oh, well, everybody's going out with their posters and their megaphones, and I love how I find out about things through sheep. That's just so funny. I'm a really awesome person for that. See, that right there is a prime example of why I'm a better person than everybody else in America. The fact that I did not know that Donald Trump was the president for 3 fucking days, literally nobody else in this country has that story. And I have yet to tell that story on stage. But I think that I should. Especially because so many people in the Nashville comedy scene hate Donald Trump. So that's like an extra fuck you. And not because I just love the fuck out of Trump, but because I can't stand how boring everybody is and how it's just their behavior is always to be expected, I always know exactly what I'm gonna get with everything and everyone. But people have told me that my comedy is really authentic and that people don't know what I'm going to do. Well, guarantee there will probably be a musical element. Guarantee I'll probably eat some food and I'll say something that pisses off somebody. those are 3 things that you can count on me to do. But no, you don't know. You don't know, like, what I'm gonna say next, which is good. I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to. It's fucking comedy. It's not supposed to be predictable. I mean, it's just the idea of, like, what people think art is. Because I've been told by a lot of people that I do comedy with, they're like, well, people aren't gonna book you, Amy, because they don't know what you're gonna say. What is comedy, y'all? What is that? Because I didn't get into stand-up so that people could know exactly the words that are going to come out of my mouth, you know? Like, why would I do an art form that involves talking my truth or whatever the fuck? Why would I take part in an art form that is all about expressing myself and my individual experience and the way that I look at the world? Like, why would I do that if people want to know what I'm going to say? Like, what the fuck? Like, the fact that people are telling me these things just proves to me that nobody has any idea what anything is. So it's not just that, oh, I don't know what a penis is, or I don't know what a vagina is. It's like, we don't know what a baby is. We don't know what a human life is. We don't know what sex is. We don't know what comedy is. Well, comedy is different for everybody, so that's not really fair, but... because what's funny to one person won't be funny to somebody else, you know? I really hate it when people think that I'm gonna laugh because I'm a comedian. That's the absolute worst. Then they tell me some terrible fucking joke. Like this dude that I work with is a total bitch. Like, he always comes up to me, like, determined to make me laugh. And I'm like, dude, you're not funny. You're not funny. You act like a woman. You're not funny. I almost feel bad about it. Because, like, I want to validate him somewhat. Mainly so that he'll leave me the fuck alone. But he's a people pleaser. Like, he constantly needs everybody's, like, seal of approval and shit. And then he's a total asshole. So it really doesn't make any sense. It's like, these people are so weird, dude. It's like they have outrageous expectations that they cannot live up to. But because they don't have the awareness of this, they constantly throw this onto everybody else. Okay? I kind of want to, like, start inventing disorders. Maybe I should join the American Psychiatric Association so I could do another version of the DSM. I feel like my version of the DSM would be a lot more accurate. But I'm just thinking about different comedy ideas in relation to this because I feel like that's a really good idea. Competing with psychiatrists. I mean, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win, period, point blank, because I know what I'm talking about and I'm fucking crazy, supposedly, right? Why would I trust somebody that is afraid of psychosis? Like, I had a psychiatrist that told me not to smoke weed because of psychosis. Like, how can you call yourself a doctor if you're, like, afraid of something? Like, it's very clear that psychiatrists are, like, scared of mentally ill people. That's why they're in the profession that they're in. Because it's not like they'll ever tell us anything that legitimately works. Because they don't have actual solutions. Because their whole profession is based around a bunch of sorcery and other garbage. So it's totally eugenics. Like, people don't understand that the whole purpose of it is not to make anything better. It's not to improve the lives or the state of mind of anybody taking medication. The whole purpose of it is to literally brainwash you. And see, you have all these people in society that just totally go along with this, whether they're on the pills or they know somebody on the pills and they want them to stay on them, you know? Yeah, because they're so inconvenient when they're not on pills, right? Because they act like a person, and that's just obnoxious, right? It's obnoxious. We hate it when people act like people here in America because it's embarrassing, you know? You should act more like a robot. You should stare at your phone even more. I think that we should invent additional hours of the day so we can stare at our phone even more. Because we don't do it enough, obviously. Anyway, I'm spouting off now, but if I seem like I'm a bitch about psychiatry, yeah, psychiatrists deserve to be set on fire. Because they're trash. Their profession is trash, and they don't give a fuck about society. They deserve everything that God is going to do to them in hell. Don't feel sorry for them. It's just like the same as like people that are like totally in favor of that shot, you know? Fuck those people. Fuck those people. They deserve every terrible thing that happens to them in hell. And it's not really terrible because they deserve it. So just know that. Now, if you took the shot, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people that are like in favor of it, but they don't even understand it. There are plenty of people that did it because they were pressured into it, which is a really stupid reason to do anything, but welcome to FOMO, right? But no, I'm talking about people that, like these nurses and doctors, like they know damn well, like there are all these people with all kinds of problems. That it's like, it's not just this though, like they're literally like not even allowed to like ask that question. So it's like, say there's a child that develops all kinds of behavioral problems, and it has everything to do with, you know, something that they were forced to take to get into a public school. Okay? The doctor isn't going to ask that question. They're just not. Because they're trained to just trust the science, right? They're trained to just be like, okay, well, if you come in with this problem, I'm either going to tell you that I don't know what to do about it because, you know, they didn't teach us how to solve problems in medical school. They only taught us how to throw pills at people and stab people with, you know, various poisons. And so, you know, they're basically taught that you just have to go along with, you know, the status quo, or like the protocol, you know. And how horrible is that though? This is like people's physical health, you know, like you go to a doctor, you go to a nurse because like you want answers. You want people that understand the human body. They understand like situations that can arise, you know, various malfunctions. Like there's like no excuse why a doctor shouldn't have that kind of information. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you go to a mechanic and something's like wrong with your car and they can't fix it, and they look at the engine but they can't diagnose the problem. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? But like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's your profession, to like know how to diagnose a problem. But with this medical system that we have, like, that's not valued. What's valued is, like, profit. So, like, the more money that you can make off somebody, it's like they're just a customer. So the fact that people, like, would just trust that, I mean, it's just unbelievable to me that, like, this has actually been a country for as long as it has, you know? Just with this kind of mindset that everybody has. Like, where they don't have to do anything. They don't have to do any actual research. And if they do research, they're just going to look at the bare minimum. Even though they have plenty of time on their hands. And you know what's in their hand all the time. So it's not as if they can't do that. It's because they choose not to. Now, granted, on the one hand, it has a lot to do with the fact they've never been taught how to do that. So how would they know? But, you know, if I give you a list of stuff to look up and you still can't look it up, like, I don't feel sorry for you. Like, whatever happens to you, it's like, these people would be so much better off if they just listen to me. They really would. I mean, you know, it's frustrating because there are so many things that I don't agree with, and I will still listen. I will still listen to somebody who I disagree with. I will still listen to somebody who, like, people that insult me. It's like, I can still take that criticism to heart, and I can be like, there might be something that I could use here, you know? Like, that makes me a better person. Because only a strong person, only a person that has self-confidence. And why do I have self-confidence? Because I'm a woman of God, okay? And I'm always striving to be better. I'm always striving to learn more and do more and challenge myself. You know, it's like people are so afraid of that. Like, they're fucking pussies, man. It's just so embarrassing living in this fucking society with a bunch of pussified pieces of shit that don't care about any motherfucking thing but their image. All they care about is their image. Like, who would want to live in a society like that, man? Who would want to exist in a world that's this fucking terrible and narcissistic about it the entire time? They're patting themselves on the back for being pieces of shit. I mean, why would anybody want to continue this, man? Oh, shit. But, like I said before, the Amy Gross alternative really is the way out. But people don't want a way out. They don't. They just want to keep bitching about what they see as the problem. The problem for the time being. The problem that the news media is telling you to focus on. It's just retarded. Like, I wish I could make people kill themselves, but unfortunately I don't have that power. Who knows though? Who knows? You might in the future. It could be possible. That was obviously a joke, okay? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. That was a half joke, okay? So I say things that are kind of fucked up, but I'm not totally serious, but a little bit.